There was a question that was asked, how do I quieten the inner chatter of the mind, the monkey mind chatter, the constant stream of thoughts that just don't seem to shut up? So when it comes to these kind of things, there's one particular perspective that I tend to take. So you have the mind, and then you have the body, but then you have something that is experiencing the mind and something that is experiencing the body. So let's call this something as awareness, or better still, let's call it presence. In any given instant or moment, I believe in my journey that we can either be sitting on a seat of the mind, where we function in the realm of thought, and this is where I believe most of us are most of the time in our daily lives, or we can be sitting in the seat of silence, where we exist in the realm of presence. And so this reminds me that existing in the realm of the mind has its own vibrational reality or its own vibrational frequency, and existing in the realm of presence has its own vibrational frequency. So in order for you to exist purely in the realm of the mind, you need to sort of deactivate the realm of silence. And for you to exist purely in the realm of silence, you have to deactivate the realm of the mind. They don't exist simultaneously. Moji said that the scholar studies the world, but the Buddha studies himself. When you begin to study yourself, you'll recognize that all of us have a huge addiction. We are majorly addicted to our thoughts and our identity. Our thoughts of what has been done to us or what has been done by us. And the first step in coming to the seat of silence or experiencing presence is, in that moment of the inner chatter, to recognize that, number one, there is an inner chatter. For you to recognize that there is all these thoughts that don't particularly feel good to you, and you'd rather be experiencing presence. That is the first step. You need to recognize that you want to be able to deactivate existing purely in the realm of the mind. The second step is to recognize what would you be rather experiencing. Instead of feeling bogged down by all of these thoughts, and Lord knows there's a lot worse that can happen with engaging with ill-feeling thoughts. Instead of doing that, what else would you be open to experiencing? Is it silence? Is it peace? Is it being grounded? Is it just the isness, the beingness? What would you rather be experiencing? You cannot want to experience thoughts of self-sabotage or sabotaging somebody else all day, all night, and want to exist in the realm of presence at the same time. It doesn't work like that. You cannot want to exist, or you cannot want to engage in thoughts of worry about what's happened today, what's happening tomorrow, what's going to happen, and want to exist in the realm of presence at the same time. It doesn't work like that. So you need to want to know, or you need to make the decision of where would you rather be. So if you're watching this video, you want to be in the seat of silence. You want to be in the seat of presence. You see, The reason why our thoughts are so addictive and our understanding of our identity is so, or identifying with the story, the character is so addicting, whether it's a good thing, whether these are good thoughts, feel good thoughts, or feel horrible thoughts, the reason why it's so addictive is because at some egoic level it feels good. At some egoic level, pain feels good. At some egoic level, the victim mode feels good. And so we tend to want to stick with our thoughts and go down the rabbit hole that it takes us 30 minutes into our meditative process, is because it feels good at some level. And so we need to make that decision whether we want to be able to fuel this, or whether we'd rather be in this state of presence. It really is about the decision. It is only after that decision is taken is where we can go into the how to. All the gurus are talking about mindfulness, the space between two thoughts, observation, but all of that comes once you recognize that you want to be here in the space of silence. So personally, in my journey, I feel that there are certain, I like to call these as the gateway to the seat of presence. And the gateway to the seat of presence, for me personally, is engaging one sense, one physical sense of mine, fully engaging it, which means I bring my awareness to that sense. Now, for the sake of this video, let's say it's the sense of sound. So I want to bring my awareness to sound. It could be a mantra, a beach mantra. It could be the sound of me singing few notes. It could be the piano. It could be the breeze. It could be the dogs. It could be the birds. I engage my sense. So the energy is now in the awareness, or the focus is on my sense. It's not inside the realm of the mind particularly. So the thoughts, so the energy you put to the thoughts and that constant monkey mind chatter is now being sublimated elsewhere. Now what you're going to find is that eventually, when you try this initially and you don't have too much practice of sitting in the seat of silence, you're going to find yourself doing a little bit of a limbo. You're going to experience the seat of silence, and then you're going to go into the conscious monkey mind chatter, and then come back 20 minutes later into the seat of silence, and then go back into this monkey mind chatter. And that's okay, that's normal, because the mind does what it does, it thinks, and it's constant shuffling between presence and mind, and that happens, it's okay. You can allow that, you can expect that, that's normal. Now, the way in which you can continuously or come to the space of silence at will is by doing or coming to the space of silence as much as possible as you can whenever you can. It's really how that works. The more you do this, the more you find time, whether it's that 15 minutes waiting in a line, or meditating before sleep, or in your shower, or that bus journey, whenever you can find time to fall into this space of presence, which is simply just observing the mind, or simply observing the body, or observing what's happening around you, the more you practice this, the more this becomes nature, becomes your nature. And so the key to shutting down your mind is really a decision. And once you make that decision to fall back into a seat of silence, and you take that step of bringing your awareness to something else, you will fall back into the seat of silence. And then you would no longer want to try, because it becomes nature to you, it becomes second nature to you. And it's all about just doing it. It's not this one-time thing that you do 2 days and then say, no, okay, this won't work. You have to give yourself patience, because you are working with the entire lifetime's conditioning, and you are trying to fall back into a space that you've forgotten for so long. So give yourself that that patience and know that it's possible. If you're sitting there and you're looking at me and you're thinking, I don't know if it's possible to be in the space of silence or be in the space of presence, ask yourself, between, and this is what Eckhart Tolle said, he said, in between this moment right now and this moment right now, did you think or were you present? And there you have it, that's your answer. So the other aspect that I want to sort of bring up here, just now that this video is so spontaneous, but now that it's come up, is your mind is designed to think thoughts. That's what it does. But the reason why it tends to go into this loop that doesn't feel too good and the chatter just that keeps going on is because at some level you believe the thoughts that you are thinking. It's almost like it's real to you. So why, ask yourself, do you believe the thoughts that's happening in your mind? Many times people tend to feed themselves with such utter negativity through television, news media, the music that they're listening to, and they constantly feed their minds with that, and so they have all these thoughts that it seems like they can't control, and they don't know where this is coming from because it feels so horrifying. You've also got to realize your mind produces a lot more of what you feed it. So at some level you're also responsible for the kind of thoughts that come up in your mind. So you might want to ask yourself, what am I feeding myself when it comes to these things, and you can still be watching violence. If a lot of people ask me, especially the older crowd, especially in our society here in India, it's almost like every time a group of older people get together and they talk, the topic of discussion is always illness, disease, hospitals, medication, rape, tragedy. That's what the conversation's about. And then there's the same people who come to me and say, how can I have a positive mind? How can I have a positive life? When all they are doing and feeding themselves constantly is tragedy. It doesn't work that way. They're two separate vibrational realities. So I think these are definitely things to think about. So this is, in summary, you need to know where you want to be, what you want to experience. And in that, you need to truly be propelled by the need or the desire to fall back. I'm just using the term desire, okay, don't jump on me. To fall back into a seat of silence by focusing your awareness on something and then falling back, because it doesn't just switch like that. You want to focus on sound, listen to music. I'm just giving you one example of one sense because it's what I use particularly. But this is where the whole mindfulness in the space between two thoughts becomes apparent. And all of that is for another topic that's all about silence in the present moment. But this is how I tend to quieten the mind. And I know, like, there are times where the mind, and like I said, when we function, when we want to please the ego in some level, we tend to think the entire night away about ways and means that you could get somebody back, ways and means that you could say something, you pre-plan your dialogues in a way that'll make the other person shut up, or I know, like, I don't talk without me having experienced all of this. So personally, the more I have experienced silence in my life, the more I've been able to just automatically come back to that space of silence when it's almost like an automatic reaction that my body tends to just come back to silence when I know that it's either I'm talking, acting against my highest good that's not in alignment, or I am overly pushing myself. It just tends to come back. And I think all of that came through my experiences of deliberately cultivating the practice of silence. So that's what I'd like to share with you guys, and I hope this made sense. And I will catch you again next week for next week's video. This week's video was really just what came through, because this is how these are the kind of topics that I don't want to particularly script. Like I have a few points written down, but I don't want to script it, or just I don't want to like edit it. And these are the kind of things that are true from my heart that I want to share with you guys, so you guys can resonate, or it can really help you in a way that is more intimate and more personal than the general how-to videos that I make. Some. I hope this made sense, and I love you guys. Stay subscribed for next week's video, and I'll catch you again soon. Namaste.